Why do we suffer at the hands of these politicians? Don't you know politicians work for you? You're the boss. You hire them and you fire them. Look at their campaign. You know what they do? They audition.
Yeah!
When you put them on the job, if they're not doing the job, then you fire them. Because you're in control. From the city to the state to Congress to the president. You run them.
Hey, we're back. This is Jerry Williams at Talk Labor, and happy to see you again. Thank you for joining us. You know what? We're doing really great. I like the idea that you guys are really watching the show, and we're being shown all over the world, not just over the country. So it is great. But we got a lot of things to talk about. We're going to talk about some Jussie Smollett. We're going to talk about some of the things that the attorney just gave us. I think you'll enjoy. And we're going to talk about, the orange-haired guy. Some sports, unusual sports that you don't see on television, okay? And we're going to talk about some of the other things, okay? But let's start off with Jussie Smollett. You all are familiar with the situation where he says that somebody attacked him, and it's been going back and forth for the last week or so as to whether he's lying or not lying. What do you think about it? Let me tell you what I think about it. Nothing. I think it's nothing. I don't think it should be the number one cycle on the news cycle. But all the things going on in the world, this is the first thing that they start off with. Jussie Smollett. I mean, if it happened, it happened. If it didn't, it didn't. I don't care. It doesn't make a difference to me. So, please get that off of the air. If it happened, they'll take care of it. If it didn't happen, they'll take care of it. And let's move on. The reason I say that because I listened to McCabe on 60 Minutes on Sunday. And this guy's talking about all the things that they had to go through dealing with this crazy man. Folks, do y'all really realize we got a nut in the White House? And Hillary Clinton was sweet enough to tell us that by sending a tweet out and said, "I told you so." and you know what I love? People say that Hillary Clinton didn't do A and she didn't do B. This is why she didn't get elected. And Hillary did everything she could do. It was you that didn't do A and you that didn't do B because you didn't get up off your ass and vote. It was you. Don't try to put it on her. She did everything she was supposed to do. You all decided, I don't like her because I like Bernie and I'm going to sit down and not vote. And a lot of you just didn't come out because you were just damn lazy. And then some of you got caught up in this thing about, we're going to put somebody new in there. But he doesn't know anything. Doesn't matter. We're going to put him in. It's just like if you're going to have brain surgery and you say, well, let's get this guy off the street. He never had any training in brain surgery, but I'm going to let him cut my head open. And that's what he's doing. This is what this man is doing. He's about to destroy the country. He's on a mission to destroy the country. He's a nut. He has no morals. He can't get his way. He lays on the floor and kick and scream like a little toddler. This is what you're dealing with. Problem is, it's not just him. It's the Republicans too. The Republicans are condoning everything he does because they know that they're on the way out. They're trying to grab everything that they can get because they know that they're gone. I said it in 2007. I'm going to pull that show up in 2007 and show you. I said back then that the Republican Party, as we know it, is going to be destroyed. And that's true. They are just about destroyed. Look at what they're doing. That's the Republican Party. Now, I said I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time on this orange-haired guy, but keep your eyes open and don't get to this thing where, there's nothing we can do. Yes, you can. Look at the midterm elections. You killed them. In 2020, you're going to do the same thing. Don't let the media tell you you can't. And every time a Democrat step up and do something, media's like, well, see, they can't do that because they don't want to jeopardize winning in 2020. No, you do what the people put you in there to do. If it means impeaching this guy, impeach him. If it means waiting until Mueller does what he is going to do, wait until he does it. But do what the people put you in there to do. Okay? Now, I notice the Democrats are doing some good things. You know, they passed a bill on the gun law. They're putting up the infrastructure, and they're doing what they're supposed to do. Just keep doing that, and keep showing this guy up for the fool that he really is. Nobody believes him anymore, and it's about time. It is about time. Okay? So, what I want to do now is take you into every week. I try to give you an update, the CTA guys, an update, CTA retirees, an update on what's going on with the pension and what's going on with the lawsuit that we filed, and everything is going really, really, really good. Okay. Want you to prepare yourself for the summer, because we're going down to Springfield in the summer to speak with the legislators about giving the pensioners their seat, our seat on that board, and making sure that we are represented, because we're not. The union don't represent you. Nobody is representing the pensioners, the people that put all the money in the pension. And they came in and tried to rape us and take money away from us until we caught them, filed a lawsuit, and they did everything they could. I got so much information I want to give you, but I can't give it to you right now about what happened back then. I will. I promise you I will. And it's going to knock your socks off, okay? It's going to really knock your socks off. But let me give you an update right now as to where the attorneys are as far as the lawsuit is concerned. All you guys, find the officers, give them a call at the coalition, the CTA Pensioner Coalition. Join the coalition. It's incumbent upon you to join it, because we're here not just to win this lawsuit, which I think we really feel we're going to win it. It also, we're putting ourselves in position to stop these guys from attacking us as time go on. Just because we caught them this time don't mean that they won't do it again. They're in the process of trying to do it again. You should see some of the stuff that's going on, and you will. But on the lawsuit itself, the attorneys had a court date, I believe it was the 31st of January, and due to the inclement weather, they couldn't, the trial was postponed, and it was held on the 4th. And on the 4th, these are the things that happen. You got so many motions out there. They're all over the place, and our lawyers have been trying to get them to bring it in, get the judge to rule on it so we can move forward. Well, finally, the judge at the last hearing, which was on the 4th, the judge told our attorneys that he's going to rule on all of the currently pending motions on March 27th. They're going back to the court. All those outstanding motions and stuff like that will be brought into the judge, and he's going to rule on those on the 27th. And our attorneys say that if he rules on the 27th, that they'll be putting our briefs in right after that. Okay? And there's only two outstanding. After that happens, there'll be only two outstanding rulings for the judge to rule on after that. And one would be the class action or class certification, and then the other one would be for the discovery. We have expert discovery people that are going to come in and give testimony. Those are the two that he will have to rule on after that. Okay? And then that'll probably take it late into the year. And the judge then After that, I think the trial will be. I think they'll be going forward with the trial. Now, once they go with the trial, that's when everything. This is when everything's really, really accelerate. That's what we've been waiting on for the last 10 years to get the trial going. Like I told you before, when we filed it, they filed a complaint saying we didn't have a right to do it. It took us 8 years, almost 9, to get to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said we did have a right to file. Now we're filing. Now we're moving forward. Okay, and I feel very good about it. So I don't want to predict anything. Just feel very good about it. So I tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a break, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk about something that I think you're going to really like. But got a little bit more on the judge's ruling also before we leave tonight. Okay, so we'll be right back.
I'm Danny Jo Williams with Infinite Scholars. We'd like to thank the Chicago Teachers Union Foundation for being a sponsor. Thank you.
My name is Simone Edwards. I'm the CFO and Vice President at Chicago State University. On behalf of our President, Z. Scott, we'd like to welcome you and thank you for participating in such a great event.
We have Joanne Jones. She's got a scholarship from Contaga, $3,000 per year. Joe Rogers, he got a scholarship at Talladega, $4,000 a year. Denise Frazier, she has 2 scholarships. Talladega, $6,000, and Wilberforce, $12,000. Congratulations.
All I wanna do is run free. All I wanna do is run free.
Okay, we're going to make today, because we got a lot of things that we want to get into. For the next week, I'll be leaving town. I'll be out of town taking care of some business for the Infinite Scholar. That's where we raise so much funds for kids that want to go to college. We put it out there. Kids that really want to go, we try to make sure that they have an opportunity to do that. We raised over 10. Well, we've been able to make sure that the kids get scholarships for the last 7 years in Chicago, and hasn't been under $10 million a year in Chicago. So that's average. We are doing great. We have 29 cities in the United States that we do that. Texas, Florida, Atlanta, just all over the place. Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Detroit. I'll be up in Detroit. I'm the co-chairman of the National right now, so it's really an honor to be co-chairman, because this is a great organization. We make sure these kids get these scholarships, and our thing is they don't have to pay. We're the only organization like that. The kids don't have to pay for their applications and stuff like that. We make sure they don't. We also help them with if they're having a problem with the ACT or the SAT test. We got situations where we help them prepare to take those tests so they can get opportunity to get the education that they want. Now, you know what I'm going to talk about today? Because there's really some cool stuff. We're going to talk about sports. Yeah, we're going to talk about sports. But we're talking about real sports. And that's the sports that's local. And when I say local, I'm talking really, really local. Like bowling all over the country, and golf. And I'm talking about amateur bowling and amateur golf, right? And I'm gonna start off with the bowling. And you know, there's a league. It's in Hammond, Indiana, at Olympia Lanes. It's called Men Over 55. It's an all men's league. No girls allowed. This is our playhouse. You can't come in there. Well, I mean, you can come in, but you can't play. Okay. But anyway, it is the largest bowling league in the country, largest senior bowling league in the country, and maybe in the world. And that's no joke. And when you come in there, now don't let that men over 55 fool you. These cats can bowl. They will take your money. Okay. I mean, they're good. They're good. And but not just that. You got the camaraderie there that it's unmatched anywhere. You got teams that are fighting for a position to be the number one team, you know, at the end of the season. And you got like I'm gonna just give you the top 5 at that bowling league. I watch them. You got the team that's in first place now. It's called the Fuzz. I think these guys were like cops, a bunch of cops. So you know we got to get them. But anyway, they're leading the pack, and then right behind them is a bunch of guys called the Cobras. I don't know if they're the vice lords of the Cobras, but they're the Cobras. And then right behind them is a group called Watch Us. And then Why Not? These are characters, man. You need to see them. You need to just listen to them. Then the Hawk. I'm gonna try to get my guy, my videographer, to get down there and film them one day. It's just it's amazing. Then you got the Hawks, and that's the top 5. And you only got a few weeks left, and I mean they're battling for each other, and they're separated by what is that, about 11 points, and it's gonna be a real battle. Now somebody else can sneak in there and win that. But these guys are really, really battling each other. Now, this team, the Fuzz, the captain of that team, he says he manages his team. And I got to give it to him now. He's won it twice that I know about. And he's in the lead, not consecutively, because we broke in there a year and a half ago. But, and he's in the lead right now. And he's going to be hard to beat. So when they get ready to play off, you might want to come and watch this, because, I mean, it's better than what you see on TV. I'm not lying. It is better. These guys go at it, man. And they're cool. They're cool. You know, and there's another league in Richton Park at Lakewood. It's called Plus 55. And that's where it's co-ed league. And that league is just as tough as this one here. But you got women. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't know how this happens. Now, they have the pots, you know, where you win the money in the pot. Everybody know bowling, you know about the pots. Man, the women kick butt in the pot. If you don't get in the pot with the women, you ain't going to win nothing. These women be killing them, man. That's that plus 55 plus is the name of the league. I mean, at the top spots, it's going to be a woman. So you better put your money in the pot with the women if you think you're going to win. But that league too is a very competitive league, and at the top of that, and they're battling for first place right now. And that going down to the wire is great to watch these guys battle. Coop's Crew is the first team, is the first place right now, followed by Who You With and Trouble. And Trouble is a team that came from 32nd place, last place. Now they're up battling for first place, and Nona's Gang. And then I think what is the third, is the fifth. Those 5 teams are battling for a spot to win the championship there. And not only do you get bragging rights when you win, you also get more money when you win. But those are the leagues that I'm talking about. Those are the sports that I'm gonna be talking to you about. Not just these, but others over the next few weeks, because It is fantastic to watch. It's fantastic to watch. I love watching them better than I do watching some of the sports on TV, especially the Bulls. I'd stop watching them because they make me sick. But I do watch basketball. But anyway, so those are the things we're going to be looking at now. In the summertime, they have golf leagues in the community, and you know, we're going to be reporting on that too. Okay, but let me do this. Let me take a break, and we're going to come right back, and want to fill you in on some things that you probably want to hear about.
I'm Danny Jo Williams with Infinite Scholars. We'd like to thank the Chicago Teachers Union Foundation for being a sponsor. Thank you.
My name is Simone Edwards. I'm the CFO and Vice President at Chicago State University. On behalf of our President, Z. Scott, we'd like to welcome you and thank you for participating in such a great event.
We have Joanne Jones. She's got a scholarship from Contaga, $3,000 per year. Joe Rogers, he got a scholarship at Talladega, $4,000 a year. Denise Frazier, she has 2 scholarships. Talladega, $6,000, and Wilberforce, $12,000. Congratulations.
All I wanna do is run free. All I wanna do is run free.
Yeah, you know, one thing I forgot about in the bowling league, Bill Torch. He's the CEO of the Black Bowlers Hall of Fame, and that's all over the country. You know, when you shoot something big, it goes into the Black Bowlers Hall of Fame. Want you to support brother Torch. It's blackbowlershallofFame.com. Go in there if you're a bowler, and if you're not a bowler, go in there and check it out. See what some of these guys do. I'm in there. I made it. It's one guy. He has over 100 perfect games. Unbelievable. I got a high number, real high number. That's 30. This guy has over 100. Goes by the name of Mike Lemon. And you got a lot of other guys that are very good like that too. So some of these things, you know, you need to check out. Actually, the bowling live at these places are better than the bowling on television. It really is. Also, there's a organization that you want to join if you do bowl, and that's called the TNBA. That's the African American Association. You want to join that because they are very good. They give you your prizes when you when you win or when you shoot 300s and stuff like that. They make sure that you get that. So you want to make sure that you get the opportunity. If you can't get out there and bowl, if you can't get out there and watch these guys, okay? And again, now, don't forget, you want to join the coalition. You want to join the CTA Pensioner Coalition because that is one of the things that's going to protect your pension, okay? We're going to do this. I think we're going to get ready to move on. But before we do, I want you to take a look at this information in regards to black heroes in the day. You got heroes that you never heard about. Our history has been just about wiped out. You don't know who you are, what you did. But start studying and start looking at your history yourself. Don't whine about it. They don't show us in the schools. They don't do that. They should. We're gonna fight to try to get it done. But in the meantime, you look it up yourself. Okay? We're gonna do this. We're gonna get ready to get up out of here. But on the way out, I want you to take a look at James Forten. He was a revolutionary fighter back in at the American Revolution. Take a look at this. We're going to see you again next week. Y'all keep talking. Keep talking. We'll have a great guest next week. Keep talking.
James Forten spent his life fighting for freedom. Born in September 1766, Forten lived in Philadelphia as a free black man, his grandfather being granted freedom from slavery years before. At the age of 14, he joined the fight in the American Revolution, working on the Royal Lewis, a privateer ship tasked with raiding and capturing British vessels.
On the first voyage that he went on the Royal Lewis, they had a pretty successful time. They captured a couple enemy ships, captured supplies. They came back to Philadelphia and then went out on a second cruise in 1781 and were actually captured by a British ship. And James was thrown into a prison ship in New York Harbor, a prison ship called the Jersey. He suffered there for about 7 months.
Conditions on the Jersey were notoriously awful. Thousands of men would be kept below decks with no fresh air, no light, and very few provisions. The guards were cruel, harsh, and brutal. As many as 8 corpses a day are reported to have been buried from the Jersey before the British surrender at Yorktown.
James had actually made friends with the son of the captain, the British captain of the ship that captured the Royal Lewis and its crew. And so James had a bit of a special relationship with the captain. The captain even invited him to come back to England and stay with his son, but James declined. He actually chose to stay in that prison ship. He made that decision because he really believed in the cause of the revolution. He said that since he had been captured as a revolutionary, he felt that he still should stay with a cause that he was willing to lay down his life for and fight for.
Eventually, he was released and he came back to Philadelphia, where he ran a sailmaking business, becoming one of the most successful men in the city. But the fight for freedom was far from over for Forten.
After his service in the Revolutionary War, he goes on and tries to bring more strength to the abolition movement and becomes involved in the American Anti-Slavery Society. He's involved in promoting the education of African Americans here in Philadelphia and promoting their freedom.